What's today? The 21st?
Yes, today's 21st, first day of spring.
That's right. First, the second full day of big old Disney and Fox being combined, right?
Yeah.
That deal finally became officially done at 12:02 in the morning yesterday, March 20th.
All
So
right.
they officially took possession of it. They went in. Unfortunately, a bunch of people have already. They went in this morning and cut a bunch of the VP level people. So
Yeah.
senior vice president, executive president level. They started there. They're going to kind of stagger it, and they're saying up to 4,000 people from Fox could be affected. But what they're doing is giving apparently really generous severance packages that could be 9 months of full pay
Wow.
out. So yeah, these people started getting these layoff notices this morning at 9 a.m. So that's kind of the sad part of this story. Um,
Yeah.
but yes, but now Disney owns 20th Century Fox, Fox Searchlight, Fox Family, Fox Animation, 20th Century Fox, FX, Nat Geo, National Geographic. Um, they have all of that interest in Hulu now. We've been talking about the 60%. They own a company called Tata Sky, which is in India. Bunch of stuff, and now they have Aliens, Predator, Avatar, Simpsons, Family Guy. On top of
Wow.
X-Men and FF, all this stuff. So um, it's a pretty cool time right now because we're getting this huge, massive sandbox for them to play in.
Mhm.
But we're coming up to Endgame and then Far From Home, and we have absolutely no idea what they're going to do. So,
Yeah.
even if they didn't, it's still like a weird time to be in where we have no idea what's coming up. Usually they're pretty good about announcing, and they may announce it at like D23, the next like slate of movies, because I think that's the next big thing after Far From Home. Um, but the idea of like not knowing where the next phase is, and incidentally, it's funny, they're not calling it a phase anymore. Um, what they're doing for the first three phases, this first, like, what is it, 21, 22 movies, instead of it being phase 1, 2, 3, they rebranded it and now it's the Infinity Saga. So that's that. And then kind of going forward after this, we don't know. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Be a different saga.
Yeah, some other type of saga.
But you know,
The Doctor Doom saga. I don't know. Um, but I wouldn't expect. So people are like, oh yeah, Fox. Let's get into the AVX or whatever. But I don't think we're unless, and this is kind of a paraphrasing of a quote. Unless Kevin Feige has a script already in his desk drawer, don't expect like a MCU X-Men movie until, and I say MCU X-Men because we still have like Dark Phoenix and potentially New Mutants coming up, but don't expect an MCU X-Men film until at least 2021.
yeah.
Right, and that would be a fresh start. They've also said that Deadpool is going to be the only franchise to carry over to this new world. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
I mean,
so
because that's the only one that really they can pull from and not have to worry about. I mean, just because it was successful, so it's just like you don't have any of the baggage that you had from coming over from Fox and their older movies and everything like that. So that's crazy. And then just to hear that just the property. I mean, everything that they got. I mean, but then
yeah.
it's like the actual I didn't even think about aliens.
Mhm.
I didn't even I forgot about Hulu, so they have 60% of that. That's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
like that's really just I mean, amazing to see how much they have, and obviously and we had discussed it before. They're not going to hold on to every last bit of it just because they're going to go ahead and move a bunch of stuff out of there. But what they actually have to play with is pretty impressive, and it's going to be pretty cool to see like where they're gonna go, because we're just thinking in terms of just the Marvel side of it, but then Disney in general is just like what are they gonna do with all that type of stuff like Nat Geo and everything like that, that's just so. I mean, there's just so much going on between that. So
Yeah.
for our purposes, that's incredible. It's gonna be really cool to see what happens next, and really just how they want to brand it all, like, you know, how they're going with Saga, which is, you know, and I know a lot of people think Saga, okay, thinking of like, you know, like Star Wars and all that type of stuff. Like you know, but I could see that being, you know, something, because I always kind of had a feeling, in a way that like the phases were kind of like, you know, it seemed like it was kind of like a placeholder name for what they were trying to go with. Um, Even if
Right.
they wanted to go with, you know, I don't even know how they would categorize it, if they're going to use a word other than Saga, because I think that saga gets kind of overused a little bit from here and there. I mean, just because, you know, depending on, I mean, there's plenty of different series that use that word, but I mean, um, yeah, I can see it going on like that, and I wonder. It makes me intrigued though to see it, because so if this is all falls under the Infinity Saga, which is, I mean, man, 21 movies, that's crazy.
Right. Soon to
You know,
be 22.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see what happens next. Like, you know, or what the next saga will be considered and all the rest of it. So,
Yeah.
it's exciting though. It's really exciting news to hear.
Right. They are planning. No, nothing like officially official, but Black Widow and Eternals should start shooting this year.
Mhm.
Same with Shang-Chi. We just talked last week that they found the director. Now they're going to probably look for, you know, the lead. That should be the next thing to be announced. There's a couple, like Daniel Wu from Into the Badlands, I think would be good. A couple other guys, with some good possibilities out there. But then you got Black Panther and Doctor Strange sequels. And then this one kind of ties into something else I want to talk to you guys about. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yep.
James Gunn officially rehired. They fired him back in July for the, you know, old tweets. We've talked about that too, with, you know, that political back and forth he had, and so they decided to deplatform him instead of coming up with a good counter argument. But here's the funny thing. This is coming out kind of right around the time that this whole deal is closed. But according to Deadline, it's a very reliable news source for this type of thing. Alan Horn, who's the chairman for Disney, said he decided to rehire Gunn months ago. He met with James, Mr. Gunn, apologized to him and stuff, and apparently he was impressed with, you know, when he was fired. What did he do? He kind of did it gracefully, right? He didn't,
Yeah.
you know, start spouting off all this crap and, you know, say anything angrily, or, you know, and he liked that, you know. And then
Yeah.
of course the response from the staff, you know, like Dave Bautista put out that petition, and then all of us, the fans, were like, no, you know, why? He's good. So kind of Alan Horn took all that into account again months ago and decided to rehire him, but they just announced it the other day. So that's pretty cool. And it actually worked out pretty good in his favor, right? They had to pay 10 million to break his contract, right? Then he gets then he goes over to across the street to the distinguished competition, does a contract for the Suicide Squad. Now he comes back and he does another contract with Disney. So I think he actually came out ahead with this whole thing.
Oh, way ahead.
Right.
And he was really smart too, because he could have took to that, like, he really could have just been like, you know, flipping everybody off and just, you know, going out in the blaze of glory, you know, and just going off, you know, and saying all these different things just to really, you know, prove a point that, you know, you guys made a mistake in firing me and this and that. But he didn't. He was like you said, he was graceful about it. He just took his exit, was like, all right, look, this happened. This is what's going on. I'm moving on. Thank you for all the support and love and, you know, everything else. And then, you know, the stars of the movie were the one that took up for him, and they were just like, you know, like Batista was one of the most vocal, and he was, you know, just, I mean, wouldn't stop talking about it. I mean, he actually even made
Yeah.
threats to just go to DC straight out. He's like, yeah, he's like, I'm, you know, once I'm done with this, he's like, why not just make a DC movie? Let's go.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good that he's back in the fold. And in a way, I wonder if, I mean, if you're on the DC side of things, I mean, I think there's gonna be a little bit of sour grapes there, where it's just like, shit, man. I mean, like, all right, so you came, signed a contract with us, and then you're already gonna turn it there. They hired you back, so we get you for one movie, and that's it. But I mean, if DC, hopefully they're able to let him do his thing, and just like, look, we're gonna get one movie out of you. We want the best you can give us, so do what you want, and
Yeah.
you know, let's make Suicide Squad a success, and you know, good luck as you head back to Marvel to work on Guardians.
I think they will, to be honest with you. This new direction that Warner's going in with their movies seems to be, they're giving a different look and feel to the movies. They're kind of a shared universe in a sort of peripheral way, but they're standalone stories. And I think that they're letting each of the directors kind of do their own thing. They've learned to let that rope go a little bit. So, Gunn has a proven success with his own kind of style with things.
Yeah.
So I think they'll let him do his thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's back. I'm glad that gets closure.